Yeah, good evening, Clyde, everybody. Clyde is probably waiting to tell you, but I'm currently trying to resolve that.
Not my problem. Okay, so whilst Sam is sorting that... What? Testing, testing. 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 Okay, so I could be talking to myself here. Sam has just told me that he can't hear me, but the broadcast should be able to. Whilst he's trying to sort out whatever he's sorting out in the background, let's have a look at what happened last time out, round 5. In GT4, Jamie Wilson took away the win with Stefan Goebel in second, Chris Needham in third, and in TCR, Sam Blease took away the win with Spencer McCarthy in second and Gary Craig in third. So, standings in GT4, Chris Needham still leads the way with our newly renamed Kylie Haddington in second place and Martin Versluwen in third. In TCR, Spencer McCarthy leads the way with Sam Blease in second and Gary Craig in third. Over to the team standings, and Alpine Stars Geodesic Racing lead the way. RWC Racing Black in second, and BSTV Esports Green have moved up to third. Driver of the meeting, Chris Needham, currently running away with it on 6 points. And then we have a host of drivers on 1 point. And in the head-to-head, now don't forget, this is the last round of the head-to-head. Currently going through from TCR Group 1 is Matt Elmore and David Ayres. Group 2, Spencer McCarthy and Gary Craig. Group 3, Sam Blease and Stephen Walker. Group 4, Shane Powell and Roger Morton. In GT4 Group 1, Chris Needham and Kylie Haddington. And in Group 2, Martin Versluwen and Tyler Newitt. So, you are up to date. I'm hoping, let's give him a test. Sam, can you hear me?
I can hear you, and the broadcast should be able to hear you as well, probably now.
Excellent. So, Okayama, one of those tracks that everybody gets free when they start their iRacing career. But it's a tricky little track, isn't it? It's certainly not easy.
It's a proper difficult one, I think. Yeah, it's slippery Japan. You know, we know all the Japanese track for that. It's a pain, but yeah.
Yeah, and again, you know, it's one of those tracks that I'm not sure when this track was made. I'm sure it was sometime in the 50s. Let's have a look at my circuit history. Could have been the 1980s, actually. I might have just made that up. But it seems to have a bit of everything in it. You know, there's tight hairpins. There's a little bit of S's. There's a half decent long straight. But it's never been an easy track to overtake on without, shall we say, pushing the limit and having some help from the car you're overtaking, should we say, Sam?
Yeah, the people are on clearly they have to give you room. I crashed once with Ant years ago at this track in the V8, and I still remember it. The hairpins are a pain to try past people if they do not cope with you.
Yeah, my two greatest bits of knowledge about this track are the first corner is called, what is it, Sam?
I have absolutely no idea, but probably something related to crashes.
It's called first corner.
Oh.
And the last corner, have a guess at what that's called, Sam?
I would say last corner then.
It's called last corner.
Awesome.
They are the two bits of information that I know about this track. Right, enough of the silliness. Let's concentrate on the racing. Evening to Sir Alan Toon on the chat, and also Marco Lewert. He's somebody called Clive. He could hear the whole time. Sounded a bit like he was sitting in his bathroom. Yeah, no idea whether that's my setup or how Sam's got things set up, but hopefully it's a bit better now. Right, qualifying. So, we've got 5 GT4s out there on track. Chris Needham currently leads the way, with Tyler Newitt in second, and last race out winner Jamie Wilson in third. Over to TCR. Now, Gary Craig currently sits top of the pile with his John Deere wheels. Sam Blease is in second, and Matt Elmore is in third. Now, there is no Spencer McCarthy, is there?
No, he said he wasn't able to race today.
Interesting. Okay, well that's gonna fire things up at the top of the pile. Evening to Daryl Denny on the chat. Nice to have you joining us. So we are nearly 10 minutes into this qualifying session. You guys should all know how this series works by now. It's a 60-minute race. The cars are fuel limited, so there will be a minimum of one pit stop, and it should only be one pit stop. There is an incident limit, so if a driver reaches 15 incident points, they will get a drive-through penalty and a further drive-through penalty every 15 incidents after that. But let's hope that nobody reaches that level tonight. So, Sam, Gary Craig, let's talk TCRs. Gary Craig currently sitting top of the pile in TCR. Now, we've seen Gary Craig is a perennial podium sitter with... I don't think occasional win does it justice. I think he's won more than occasionally, but I don't think he's won for a while, and he's just been pipped actually by Sam Blease. With Spencer McCarthy not running tonight, does that turn that into a two-car battle, or do we think Stephen Walker's, the Wobbly Kneecaps, and the Matt Elmores and the Mark Drapers can get up there and put a challenge in for somebody else to win apart from Spencer?
I think the TCR Championship is still wide open, even with Spencer McCarthy. We won't have just a two-guy battle. I do think, well, Matt Elmore is up there this week, which is great. He's been improving. He was really good, but he's really improving with the third place. Wobbly really quick his tires after like 20 minutes, so I'm not counting on him. But Steven, I'm sure he will be there. Mark as well. Who knows? Maybe an outsider or someone back. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, more than two people for sure.
Yeah. Just looking through the driver listing, we don't seem to have Shane Powell tonight either. But Russell Cowell is still in there, and he was a driver that I expected to, shall we say, push on this season. but I'm not sure whether it's the level of competition that has gone up, or whether he just hasn't improved as much as I thought he would. Because I expected to see him regularly in the top 5 this season, but it hasn't quite worked out for him. Just an honourable mention for just looking at the leaderboard at the moment. Martin Brennan sitting there in 9th. I think Sam knew I was going to say that because he'd switched the camera before I mentioned the name. Martin doing very, very well at the moment. Let's hope his race performance can mirror his qualifying performance at the moment.
And I'm going to follow up that with JP. He's in 10th position out of 20 people.
I don't mention JB too much because I know sometimes he can get a bit whiny on our Discord. I think he puts himself down. I think he's more talented than he realises, and you know, it takes time. Yeah, you know, yes, these are not F1 cars. Yes, these are not tanks on wheels like the V8s, but they still take some learning. And like you say, in a field of 18, 19, 20 cars, I'm expecting within maybe the end of this season or maybe into next season that JB is going to be a regular top 10 runner. We're inside the last minute of qualifying, and it's all change at the moment. So topping the pile in GT4 at the moment on provisional pole is now Tyler Newitt. Stefan Goebel has got himself up to 2nd. Let's just change all that again because Chris Needham has just popped himself back onto provisional pole with Tyler Newitt now relegated to 2nd and Stefan Goebel in 3rd. In TCR, Sam Blees is top of the pile in provisional pole. Wobbly Kneecaps has found himself a lap and got himself up into 2nd. And that has all relegated Gary Craig down to 3rd. Checkers are out in the qualifying session. So drivers on a lap at the moment. They can finish it, see if they can go a bit faster. Now, out of the GT4s, only Tyler Newitt is on track at the moment. Sam Blees, Wobbly Kneecap. No, Wobblies count me in. Stephen Walker and Mark Draper are still out in TCR, currently sitting 5th and 6th. Just looking to see where they are on track. So they both crossed the line there. Doesn't look like they've gone any faster as Mark Draper destroys his car. So still Tyler Newitt out there trying to pop himself on pole position. He's now the only car on track and he's about to finish this lap. He needs to beat a 134.55, and he does with a 134.5. Whew! So that was close for Tyler, but he's managed to pop it on pole position. Ooh, that was a good qualifying session. Right, let me see if I can press some buttons and maybe get myself a grid. Just got to wait for the session to click down. Then I will do my best to walk you through our starting grid today. Okay, round 6. So this will be the halfway mark in the season. Obviously, we follow the iRacing schedule, so 12 races per season. Okay, so let's get through your starting grid. So going off on pole position in GT4 is Tyler Newitt for BSTV Esports Orange. Second is Chris Needham for RWC Racing Black. Third is Stefan Goebel for VTS Esports. And fourth is Jamie Wilson with Kylie Haddington bringing up the rear and getting ready for his lap 1 spin, which has become mandatory. In TCR, Sam Blees goes off from pole position for Alpine Stars Geodesic Racing. Wobbly Kneecaps is in second for BSTV Esports Pink, and Gary Craig in third for BSTV Esports Green. In fourth, we have Matt Elmore. Fifth is Stephen Walker. Sixth, Mark Draper. Seventh, Carl Hardy. Eighth is Rob Venn. Ninth is Russell Cowell. Martin Brennan ended up 10th qualifying, with JB Dejoux in 11th. 12th is Arnaud Chenonnier. Dan Giudici in 13th. Pete Bingham in 14th. David Ayres is in 15th. Roger Morton in 16th. Ralph Cullinan in 17th. Charles Kellyman is 18th. And Ollie Rick is 19th. Whew. Okay, now I need a sleep. So let me try and get rid of that. There we go. Now I can see. So we are waiting. No, we're not. All the cars have gridded. Pace car moves away. I've got a slight technical issue which I can sort out whilst talking, because I'm that good. Oh dear, what have I done with that? There it is. Okay, so a little less than half a parade lap. TCRs, I'm sure, will give the GT4 field plenty of space. Evening to Romain Ratu on the chat as we get ready to go green. Tyler teases him and he's gone. Good jump by Tyler. Should be fairly clean with just 5 cars in the GT4 field. And you see TCRs in the background, they have gone as well. Sam Blees getting a nice jump. Stephen Walker, he's already got past Matt Elmore. So made a jump on him there. Current inset is on board with Jamie Wilson. 3rd place in GT4. So GT4s are on the longest straight, which leads down to the aptly known hairpin corner. I'm sure the GT4s will sort themselves out. The TCRs seem to have got themselves in line. 1 or 2 poking noses out, having a look into hairpin corner, but not much going on apart from Pete Bingham going backwards. David Ayres, good lad there, gave him no space whatsoever. That's what we like to see. And I think history is going to be made. There he is. Kylie Haddington has completed a lap without spinning. I'm sure he'll make up for that. There's Sam's curb cam, which is absolutely fantastic when all the cars are close together. Tyler Newitt trying to stretch his legs away from Chris Needham, who is coming under pressure from Jamie Wilson. Stefan Goebel currently 4th after losing a place to Jamie at the start. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. I have a feeling he's being extra careful tonight.
This is the highlight of the season, folks.
Surely not 2 laps. Surely not. Evening on the chat to Andrew McKinley. We will keep you up to date with Kylie's progress. Romain Maratu on the chat says this is a Honda track with the braking of this car, who is a little bit better than the others. Though we have 2 Hyundais up the front at the moment. Matt Elmore looked very wide there, although you can take a lot of that exit curb. Just to answer Andrew, as we are at the halfway point tonight, it is £7.50 for the remainder of the season. So everybody being very, very sensible at the moment, Sam. In fact, I haven't got anything on the event viewer, not even an off track.
That is very surprising, but that is true. We've got like 5 passes for position after the green flag, which is impressive and kind of disappointing. Pete is still running, Kaylee is still running. What's going on?
Yeah, well, we expect a spin from Kylie at any moment. Pete has still got 55 minutes to get it all wrong, so there's no worries there. So Stephen Walker, after getting the jump on Matt Elmore, is now putting Gary Craig under pressure. Now, we used to call him Stephen Lucky Walker. I'm wondering whether he needs a new moniker. With all the chat going on the iRacing forums and in our Discord, is he really Stephen Macro Walker? But he's just tasting the dirt there in the background. That was... Who was that? Martin Brennan, maybe? No.
Was it Roger?
Could have been. Could have been, yes. There is Peter of Bingham.
The first off track of the day.
Yes. How did he do it?
I don't think it's much because it was only 1 second.
Ah, there it is. Yeah.
Yeah, 1 out of 10.
Yeah, he didn't even try, did he?
I think Pete is, keeping himself in a good condition for the weekend, where he will crash the BSTV car at the Daytona 24. I think.
Oh, please tell me he's not driving.
Oh yes, he is. He is. That's why I'm not driving, because I don't want to have to deal with that. I mean,
I might need to watch then.
Yeah, there's wobbly in one car and Pete in the other one. So, I mean.
So neither of the cars will finish.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yes.
Okay, so we've still got a massive train of the TCRs. I don't know if Sam can get the track map up briefly on the broadcast for the viewers. but there's quite an impressive green snake going round Okayama at the moment.
Yes, this is done. From the hairpins all the way back to turn 2.
So Dan Gudici is, I think that's put him back where he started with a move there on David Ayres. David Ayres coming back at him. Remember the chat about the side draft?
That's not side draft. That's side contact.
No, that's, yeah,
almost
that's side
wide.
swipe. And again.
Yeah. Pete taking advantage of this. Almost rewinded that corner. I saw carnage coming. But fair enough, they managed it.
Yeah, to be fair to Dan, he held on to that well. Lesser drivers like me would have disappeared into the fence.
Will you still be running though?
Yeah, but probably last.
Fair enough.
One day I may make a guest appearance series.
Oh boy, that's gonna be fun.
Just to beat Pete more than anything.
Well, you're gonna race the Jetta then.
I could walk it. Oh, I think Stefan Gobel was just about to show. He tucked back in again. So he did have a look at Jamie Wilson there.
I think that was more of a fake look than anything. Was a bit too far back.
I don't know what kind of experience Dan Giudici has got in front-wheel drive. Obviously, he's racing people that are very used to these cars now. I've known Dan drive a lot of rear-wheel drive cars, but this is a different beast. Ooh. Hello. That overtake by Pete.
Well, he was already in front. It's more between Dan and David or the other G's there.
Whoa! Whoa,
that might be a slowdown.
Yeah. Thought somebody was going to get an X set from the rear then.
Stefan closer and closer on Jamie.
Evening to Olivier on the chat. Knock everything off of my desk with my elbow. So as we said at the start, not so fat belly now. As we said at the start, not an easy track to overtake on. And it's sort of proven there's nobody in the field at the moment that has improved more than one position.
That is also something we're not used to. There's quite often a lot of movement in the first few laps. Is it because people have been practicing a lot for this track? Or is it because they've been practicing a lot the Daytona 24 and are just taking this one carefully because they have to put as much practice as they used to?
Yeah, or, you know, being a free track and one that is thrown at you when you first join iRacing. And a lot of your rookie series races, I think you end up going here somewhere like 4 times a season.
That's a good point.
Is it people just know the track so well?
Well, the thing with this track, I think it's, well, like a few others. You may know it, but being good at it is something different.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, I always say that about Lime Rock Park. Everybody knows how to get round Lime Rock Park, but being fast at getting round there is a totally different thing. So this is JB Dejoux putting some pressure on Arnaud Chenonnier, trying to go around the outside, which isn't going to work. It's off camber around the outside there. So Dan Giudici has fallen back into the clutches of Roger Morton and Ralph Cullinan. And Romain says, Tyler is still as fast as I remember. No, he's not. He's just lucky. Stephen Walker still behind Gary Craig, still putting the pressure on. 13.5 minutes in. Ralph making a move. He's going to back out of that, I think. Or is he going to stick it round the inside? He then turns into the outside as they're into the Moss S.
Yeah, Roger was on the outside, and outside around turn 1 is very slippery. If you can get away with it and apply the power soon enough, you might keep your position, but it's so slippery. Yeah, that was bound to happen. But nice pass by Ralph.
Ollie Rick's at the back of the field at the moment after me bigging him up last week. Decided to prove me wrong and run round at the back. So 15 minutes in, and again, looking at the event viewer, we've had 3 drivers with off-track, and that's it.
Stefan pretty close this time. Diving on the inside. Oh, almost overshoot the corner, but managed to keep it.
Then turns into the outside, doesn't it?
Oh, got scared. I don't know why. There was more than enough room. No, well, maybe he saw Jamie's video about the TCRs in one of the K-Pet League. That's probably why he get wide. Well, he's back at it.
Yeah, he's not going away, is he?
No, and well, he got the inside for these 2 corners. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Jamie will have the power for the straights, and you know, I don't know if it's still the case though. The BMW will be more powerful and get more straight line speed.
Yeah, this battle going on as well. We looked in on this earlier with JB and Arnaud. They're into Redmond Corner. To Mike Knight's corner.
When you
no
manage
idea
to get
who...
the perfect timing to see the first guy in the field.
Somebody on the chat tell me who Mike Knight is and why he has a corner named after him.
Oh, okay. I don't know. You know, you could Google it, though.
Yeah. Ooh. Was that Dan
That's
Giudici?
Mark Draper.
Oh, Mark Draper wide. Very wide. Pie Man is going to put a move on him. Other news, I've taken my glasses off because they were hurting my nose and now I can't see shit. Oh, Roger Morton had a crash, Sam.
Yeah, I saw that, but just want to, you know, this battle is still going on, so we'll look at the crash in just a few. Why, let's go. That's not Roger Morton. Come on.
That's Roger Morton.
Yes.
Right, what has he done here? Got Charles Kellyman behind him. Don't think Charles is involved. In fact, I don't think anybody's involved. Definitely something happened because Charles has got past him. Oh, couple of wheels on the grass.
Okay, I don't know why it went that far back on the replay. That should be a bit
Perhaps it's
better.
because we had no crashes before. It just gave us a decent build up to it.
Yeah, and Dan Giudici was in the grass as well, but get away with it better than Roger. That's straight into the wall, which is quite bad.
Okay. So Charles Kellyman and Dan Giudici. Dan is the number 4. Charles is the 67. So we see this overtake a little while ago, and Pies Hardy still in front of Mark Draper. Again, let's try a bit of commentator's curse. Good drive from Carl at the moment.
Oh, wobbly as cookies tires. 20 minutes
Yep.
in. What have I
There
said
we
before
go.
the race?
Bang on time.
Perfect. So Gary and Steven have catched him now, but that means Sam Blease is 2.5 seconds in front.
Yeah, it's a tricky position where Gary is at the moment, because if he goes offline to try and get past Wobbly, we know Wobbly can be difficult to overtake, as we see there with a late defence. He could open the door for Stephen Walker to get past.
Yep, and as I know they are listening, Gary, you can push Wobbly out of the track. I'm gonna switch the camera to someone else. There we go, GB2 with Arnaud Chevalier now. Same spot, hairpins. That's a good spot, but it's
Yeah, I
quite
think he's
complicated.
got. Yeah. He was almost alongside there.
Yeah, but around the outside, it's super complicated. Had a look on the inside, but not quite there yet.
I would guess that the pit window is just about open.
Well, at least for the TCRs, yes. I think it's a bit later for the GT4s. Even though I don't know what fuel consumption they do on this track, so might be now.
Wobbly trying to break the toe, Gary. Oh, Stephen. Oh, Gary. He sorted themselves out eventually.
Yeah, it's just small nudges, so, you know, it's fine. Oh, there we go again. Same spot,
every
same
time,
people.
isn't it? Down that back straight there, JB. Oh, easy Tigers.
Seems to be a common spot to fun your people around you. Stefan now. What he's gonna do?
Nothing this time.
And with these guys battling, remember 2 laps ago I said 2.5 seconds. It's almost 4 now.
Yeah.
Sam doesn't know.
Yeah, this is doing Sam Blees the world of good. These two are still at it. Charles Kellyman on the outside. Now Hot tucks in behind, goes to the inside. Oh, Gary's late on the brakes there, and he's going to get it done. And no, I don't think Stephen's going to get round there. No. Oh, we've lost Ollie Ricks with a dodgy connection. This is Mark Draper back past Carl Hardy. And now Russell Cowell wants a bit of Carl Hardy as well. Rob Venn in the mix, as well as Martin Brennan. Still running well. Oh, was that? I would like to see that pass again.
Yeah, we saw a lot of smoke and GBs in the pits.
Yeah. Was that a full send Bingham, or was that a mistake from JB?
That's a good question. We'll have a look at that.
Definitely got an overspeed.
They both overshoot the corner.
Yeah, nothing in that.
And then, yeah, that's... Yeah, fair enough.
And then straight away we saw JB pit, and Rob Venn is also in the pits.
Steve Walker now on Wobbly. On the outside. It's not worked yet, the outside for this corner. Yeah, close the door. It's over. Oh, almost a wheel on the grass though. From Wobbly.
Yeah, that's going to give Gary a chance to scuttle away a little bit.
Yeah, the thing is, there's two strategy there. Pitting now, but you will lose the draft, but by battling you also lose time. So
Exactly, yeah. I was literally about to say, I think if I was Stephen Walker, if I didn't get past on this lap, I would be coming in the pits.
but
He's
that
clearly
means
faster.
losing the draft. So, you know.
Yeah, to me, it's a risk worth taking, though. Arnaud Chenonnier in the pit as well.
Oh,
This
Jamie's
is
in.
Jamie Wilson. Oh, Stefan Coble took a lot of curb there. Up on 2 wheels. Jamie Wilson, we just see hard on the brake there to the pit lane.
Perfectly on the mark for Jamie. Nice stop.
I think if I was Stephen Walker here, I would be pitting. He's losing time behind Wobbly. Matt Elmore is closing in now.
And Gary has closed just a little bit the gap on Sam Lee. Just a few tenths.
Gary's pitting. That has surprised me.
Well, he was alone. No,
he was. He was, but he was lapping quicker than he was when he was stuck behind Wobbly. So
but remember what we already saw: changing 2 tires, you get the undercut effect. Might worth a try to get to Sam Lee, because for now Sam Lee is out of reach for Gary, and Steven has come by. Probably not. It's gonna be Matt Elmore's turn to have a shot at Wobbly.
Yeah, and I think Sir Alan Toon has just hit the nail on the head on the chat. No room for error in this tight competitive racing. And that is it, especially around this track. It's a driver making an error and losing a position. Drivers seem to be able to maintain position, apart from Wobbly, obviously, because he's cooked his tyres. Roger Morton in the pit. So Gary Craig has come out in 14th position. And as Sam rightly said, he is basically on his own on track. But he'll still be able to put some quick times in there.
Yeah, and we saw he went up under jack, so that means 2 tires. And Martin Brennan, oh yeah, because Russell is pitting. So that's why. So yeah, he changed tires, so that means we'll have fresher rubber, probably more speed in it. So it will be interesting to see when Sam Lee is pitted.
Yeah, let's have a look. Where's Sam's there? Have a look at his lap time if he stays out. And then see the comparison to Gary Craig, as they've both got clear air in front of them.
Okay, I see Gary with a 142 when Sam did a 139.1. That's interesting. Because I don't think it was his outlap.
I think, yeah, it was. That was Gary's outlap. This is his first fly-in lap.
Okay, makes sense. So the next one will be more interesting.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in GT3, in GT4, sorry, that's Stefan that did the fastest last lap.
So Sam stays out. Let's see what his lap time is.
Okay, so
he's done a 138.98. So now let's see what Gary Craig manages. He's now in 11th, still with clear air. See if he's doing better than a 38.98. So Gary Craig does a... Come on, update. 38.28.
So he's closing the gap.
Yep. Kylie Haddington in the pit in GT4. It looks like we just needed to change his name for him to concentrate a bit more.
Well, not to jinx him, but he's done a great job today. Count spitting. So Carl and Mark managed to get away from Martin and Ralph. Well, Ralph lost a bit of tires in as well, either of GT4s.
Yeah.
So Chris Needham will lead laps
out. Yeah. So we'll get a point for that. Stefan Goebel stays out as well. So Carl Hardy, Martin Brennan, Ralph Cullinan we see come in the pits. So top 6 are yet to pit in TCR. And then Gary Craig currently running 7th.
JB was battling with Arno and Pete and is way back from them.
A massively long pit stop.
Well,
did he take 4?
That's probably what happened, yeah. 35, almost 36 seconds, that's probably what happened. 4 tires, probably.
No, that may come back to him. Yeah. Keep an eye on his lap. Keep an eye on his lap times compared with the 2 in front. So Gary Craig putting the move on Dan Giudici. Sam Blees, Stephen Walker in the pit. Wobbly Kneecaps has stayed out. Matt Elmore has stayed out. So, is Gary Craig going to be 3rd, 4th or 5th?
Got the trap map up with Gary's position and Sam into the pits. We see Gary on the last turn. There he is. And they're moving into pit lane. That's going to be a tight one.
Oh, I think he's going to do him.
Not quite. But
no.
He closed the gap.
He certainly did, didn't he?
Yep,
but now Sam Blees with fresher tyres. Can he pull away? Can he not pull away because Gary's in the draft? Gary has got a gap, hasn't he, to Stephen Walker?
Yeah, true, but it's only 4 laps fresher tyres. It's not like Alpha or fresher, you know. So there will be a difference, but not as much as the difference between Gary and Sam when Gary pitted and Sam not. Oh, that's, yeah.
Mark Draper with a massively long pit stop as well. That looks like that's penalty, innit? Gotta be.
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, 55 seconds. That's way too much. Oh, that was close again.
It's got to be an entry or speeding penalty there for Mark Draper, I feel. Leaders in GT4 in the pits, Chris Needham and Stefan Goebel.
Gary all over the back. Sam Blees. No.
Keeping an eye on the GT4s. There's Tyler. They're not moving yet. Tyler's going to take that comfortably. Where's Jamie? Jamie might have stepped out there.
Chris Needham is out
of
the pits already, but Stefan as well. So they are in front of Jamie.
Yeah, well, Chris has jumped both of them, hasn't he, in that pit cycle?
Wasn't he already in front? Yeah, he was.
Was he? Oh, okay. I'll shut up.
Well, now you can still talk because I'm not feeling... Oh, Gary trying a move on the airplane. But yeah, I'm not feeling like talking the whole broadcast alone. So yeah, keep talking. We're used to your non-professional broadcasting. You know.
Matt Elmore in the pits. He's the last of the... No, he's not. Wobbly Kneecap still hasn't pitted either. What times is Wobbly doing? 39.34. So it's not a bad pace.
Well, it's off the leader's pace.
It's a second back, yeah. Pit stops have really split that GT4 field up.
Well, it's often the case. You know, people do put a little bit of fuel, a little less. Tires, no tires. The pit entry as well play a lot. And this ride is not easy. That's a tricky one, I feel. Because... Yeah,
I agree, but if you look at the pit lane times, there's literally naff all in it.
Well, Rob Van has been very fast with 48 seconds compared to the 54, 56 of all of the others, so I guess he hasn't took the tires.
Yeah, Matt Elmore obviously with a quick pit stop, but he would have put a lot less fuel in than anybody else, which is what I expect from Wobbly here. I don't think Wobbly's taking tyres either, is he?
Feels on the ground to me. Not sure he's taking tires.
Yeah, no, that's what I just said.
Oh, I understood otherwise. Yeah, no tires for Wobbly, so... Well, they were already cooked. Now they're just gonna be gone at the end of the race. Oh, you know, he's gonna put himself between Gary.
He is, yeah.
And Gary lost a bit of over assembly there.
Tyler Newitt, GT4 leader now in the mix in the top of this TCR battle.
Yeah, and when you see that, you clearly understand there's no team orders in BSTV because Wobbly just put himself in front of Gary, and they're holding tires up. Well, he's not really, you know, under pressure, but still. That plays Steven game, you know, he's catching.
Yeah, Gary put in a lot of work, didn't he, to get past Wobbly, only to see that pink thing in front of him again.
Yeah, that's a shame, and Steven all over his back again. Almost like he did all of that for nothing. I have to do it again now.
Yeah, and in the meantime, Sam Blease starts to put some fresh air between himself and Wobbly. What happened to Martin Brennan? He's done 2 pit stops. Did he miss his pit box?
Or incident limit, maybe? I don't know. We have to have a look. No, everybody's fine with incident limits. Oh, Gary in the inside. Oh no! And look who finished in front of them. That's Stephen Walker. Lucky guy.
Got a feisty wobbly kneecaps to put up with.
Yeah, on the outside, there's nothing what we can do.
So yeah, what happened to Martin Brennan? We haven't got Stacey, our roving reporter, have we?
No, it's a shame. So I don't see any, incident or crashes or anything. And we've got flashy lights. Who's that?
Is that Roger Morton?
It is Roger Morton, but I mean,
Don't know who he was flashing his lights at.
Question.
Yeah, I can't see. Martin was running around happily in 10th. Needham. Was that Gary?
Yeah, looks like
yes,
it.
It was. Yeah. I heard Gary say, "Sorry, man."
Stefan was pretty close to hit him as well.
It's just a nudge, wasn't it, in that corner?
Well, yeah, but you don't need really more when the car is on the limit already. Oh yeah, but that was pretty close.
Yeah, Jamie Wilson got past as well. Peter of Bingham now having to go at Arnaud Chenonnier for 9th. Martin Brennan now trying to get past JB. Oh, 45 minutes in now. Craig desperately wants past wobbly kneecaps. This at the moment is for the 3rd step of the podium.
Remember, Gary got the tires over wobbly.
Yeah, this is a series of left-hand turns, which is favouring Gary at the moment. But then it turns into a series of right-hand turns, but it's done and dusted.
And Jimmy sure wants to get by very quickly because he's got Chris Needham behind him after the small spin. Probably has the speed on Jamie, but you know. There's battle all over the field. today.
There is, yes. But it is a small track, really, isn't it? It's only 2.3 miles, 11 turns. So that is Rob Venn, Carl Hardy and Russell Cowell. 6th, 7th and 8th in TCR. Whoa! JB tried to turn in there, but there was a car there.
That was close with Mark Draper as well. Russell Cole, putting a move on Carl Hardy. Turn and dusted. I don't think... maybe you saw it, but I think I saw a pie going through the window. That's why Carl is managing to get back.
Jane, food.
Yeah, getting rid of all of the ballast now. Might help to get faster, you know.
I think get rid of the ballast out of Carl's car, he would have to get out himself.
You said it, not me.
Pete Bingham is involved in a battle as well.
Matt Elmore now on wobbly. On the inside, and Pete has gone by Arno.
Come on, Arno, get your finger out. Give him a punt.
I think you should already start thinking about your driver of the meeting, because there's a lot to think about.
I do. I keep thinking, and every time I'm thinking Pete now, because every time I think of somebody, they drop down the field.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm putting the silent curse on him tonight.
Oh no!
No.
That's
Fair
Carl
play.
Hardy and Rob Venn.
Yeah, fair play there, Carl Hardy.
And Russell as well, waiting for them to get back on track. Because, you know, I don't know where he was gonna watch that again, but yeah, maybe he had no room. Oh, that in fact, that's him that started the thing. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's a big dive. Yeah, no room for Russell there. So. Well, back where it started then.
Yep.
Okay, so Chris Needham has catched Jamie Wilson, but we know how wide Jamie can be. I'm not saying he's fat or anything else. His car can be fat.
Well, he is driving the BMW bus, to be fair.
That is true. That is true.
Which helps. But he can make it wider than normal.
Yeah, it's a bit like he's driving a V8 on a GT4 field.
Dici looking interested on... Oh my god!
That was a bit of a send.
Yeah, he certainly learned that one from Ben Cullen. I thought he was going to take both of them out then.
Yeah, I saw the same thing coming.
I actually shut my eyes.
And thing to note, Kaylee Addington is still in front of the TCRs this time.
Yeah, I didn't want to mention that.
Well, it's done. Too late now.
Yeah, that's the end of that. Hello, hello, hello. This is where they go left and left and left, and then it turns into right and right and right. JB and Mark Draper. Oh, Pies, what have you done? I think he did that all on his lonesome.
I'm not sure. I feel an edge coming from someone.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, an edge from himself.
Yeah, late on the brakes and had to take avoided action.
Yep.
Probably not the first time he's heard this, but he was a bit premature there. Right, what have we got? We've got 6 minutes to go.
And biggest movers today, Pete Bingham.
Yeah.
5 places.
Yeah, as is Ralph Cullinan.
I was about to say it, yeah.
And Charles.
There we go. Mark Draper is the biggest loser with minus 11 places.
Yeah, there's something going on there, I think.
Well, that was the probably pit lane penalty.
Yeah, but he's not recovered really, has he?
Well, he has, you know, he had a few cars battling in front of him, so, you know, fair play. It's not easy.
He's a bloody quick driver. He's a past champion in TCR. I would have expected him to, you know, to I don't know, at least get up into the top 10. But maybe something else going on there with Mark. And Sir Alan Toon says that was a lovely, honourable contact between the drivers. Is there such a thing as honourable contact?
Conduct, not contact.
Oh, conduct, sorry, yes. Change that to contact for me, Alan. I told you I took my glasses off.
Yeah, I have to read English for you. And I'm the one that's not English speaking. No.
Yeah, but you're sort of nothing. You're just mixed up.
Yeah, I'm a mixed up guy. Yeah, that's true.
Belgians are mixed up to start with, and then you live in France, so that makes it worse.
Probably. The worst thing is probably that I learned English in France, but yeah. Oh, Martin.
Yeah.
Not sure that's what he wanted, but yeah. Matt Elmore closed on. Wow, jeez. I feel like he just passed probably like a few laps ago, and he's already up to Gary.
Yeah, and he's a long way ahead of Wobbly as well. Although we do know that Wobbly didn't take tyres and he'd already cooked them, as predicted by Sam. So, Matt Elmore and Matt he was one of the last, wasn't he, to pit?
Yeah, lap 23, just before wobbly.
So 6 lap newer tyres than Gary, if indeed he took any.
Well, looking at the time, I think he did, yeah. Oh, that's in on the inside now.
Yeah. But like I say, it then goes left, left, left.
Yeah, and you see, it's not the same in these GT4s than the TCRs. In the TCRs, if you're on the outside, it's done. But in the GT4s, it's not working the same. And that BMW as well, you know. A lot of power out of the corner.
So where is the leader? He's there. So I think there's going to be this lap and one more for the GT4 field, which is 2 more laps at the end of this one for the TCR field. So Chris Needham's got about a lap and a half to get this done. Martin Brennan having another go at Dan Giudici. Roger Morton, is that Roger Morton? Yes, it is. And JB, oh, was there contact there?
Oh, it was, yes.
Yeah. Oh. Mark Draper going off track again. JB is calling Roger on. Going to give him the place back when he can. Yeah, I thought it was side to side, but it wasn't. He did get into the rear quarter panel there.
He just gave the place back, by the way. We're not live, but yeah. Yeah, that was a bit of a nudge.
Yeah, he did call it. Mark Draper's in the pit. I think that's drive-through.
White flag is waving as well for Tyler. And all the guy passing the straight down. Yeah, that's a pit lane penalty for incident.
Yeah.
Correct?
It is, yeah. So, leaders on the final lap.
Which means these are also on the final lap.
Yeah. So, has Chris Needham got anything for Jamie Wilson? Has Matt Elmore got anything for Gary Craig?
I missed Matt Elmore and we saw Wobbly waving on the straight. The tires are already gone, Wobbly. You don't need to do that.
We got, who else are we looking close? JB and Roger still going at it.
And this is still going as well. Oh, they will. Oh no, they will catch the 2 TCRs before the end.
GT4 leader, who we shall ignore for now, is on the home straight.
Tyler, keep moving after the checker flag. We will move to you later.
Takes the win.
Oh, this is tough.
Goebel jumped home second.
No.
Oh, he's gonna get across the line, is he?
No, I think he's the front wheel is completely gone.
He's gonna get there. He's gonna get a push. He got a push from Mark Draper.
Fair play from Mark. That finish again. It's not the first time we see that in this. That's great. He tried everything he could. So yeah, meanwhile, okay, so he's spinning. They are spinning all. the winners.
But there are still cars racing.
So that means Tyre is getting...
Oh! David Ayres. I do hope you're going to give that place back.
Was it his fault or was...
Well, on first glance, yes, but as we know, it's always good to look again.
It's good, because I don't know, I'm not sure. Did Arno... Yeah, he's on the outside now. And Arno tried to move on the left. I think that's close call. I don't know. That's a tough one.
I've had an apology from Kylie Haddington for not spinning.
Let's try and watch that again.
Yeah, does Arno try and come over and block?
While they're both moving.
One
on the left and the other one on the right. So it's 50-50 for me.
It is, yeah, definitely.
Wow, well, winner of today in the Gt4, Tyler Hewitt. Still spinning and getting free incident. Well, no, everybody crosses the line, so that's okay. But
yeah, he's alright after that, yeah.
I sure picked a few beforehand. And yeah, Sam's in the pits, but still, winner of TCRs.
Okay, let's see if my results are going to work. So probably not. I may have to wait for it to come up on the broadcast. Which Sam does. So, Gt4 winner for BSTV Esports Orange is Tyler Hewitt. Second, Stefan Goebel for VTS Esports. Third was Jamie Wilson for Team Chimera. Chris Needham come home fourth, and Kylie Haddington in fifth. To your TCR field. So, Sam Blees takes home the win for Alpine Stars Geodesic Racing. In second, Stephen Walker for Spectre 6 Purple. And in third, Gary Craig for BSTV Esports Green. Fourth was Matt Elmore. Fifth was Wobbly Kneecap. In sixth was Russell Cowell. Seventh, Rob Venn. In eighth, Carl Hardy. Pete Bingham came home ninth, and Ralph Cullinan in 10th. David Ayres in 11th. Arnaud Chanonier in 12th. Charles Kellyman was 13th. Dan Giudici in 14th. Martin Brennan came home 15th. Roger Morton in 16th. JB Dejoux in 17th. Mark Draper in 18th. And Ollie Rick, with an unfortunate disconnect, comes home in 19th. So, let me shuffle a couple of things around on my screens, get Discord up, and we do have our Gt4 winner, Tyler Hewitt. Welcome to the booth.
Hello.
Hello. Walk in the park, Kajansky.
Yeah, I haven't had one much more convincing than that, to be honest. Certainly not a walk in the park. I was pushing, well, until Gary and Chris had their tangle, I was pushing, flat out, and then I started saving to make sure I had enough fuel for some burnouts.
Yeah, we did see the back end of those. There was plenty of action going on behind. What was your? I always wonder when drivers get out in the lead, what was going to take that win away from Tyler Hewitt tonight? Was it complacency? Was it traffic? Or did you have it all under control?
I think once I had broken the toe, I felt pretty under control. I mean, you keep pushing to build the gap and to, not have that complacency, lack of focus trip you up. But, I was working my way through the TCR leaders very cautiously and talking to them at the same time, just letting them know, I got a cushion, I don't need to worry about this. And that was really, a run-in with a rogue TCR is pretty much the only thing that I think would have put a damper on that, or, botched pit entry or something, but I took it pretty cautiously. It's one of those, I feel a little bad saying it, but I hadn't practiced until right before the race. But for whatever reason, this is a Porsche track if ever there was one, and it just clicked right away with me. And I think, I got a good start. I saw Chris laying back, so I just stood on it, and that helped a lot to get that initial launch towards breaking the draft. And Jamie getting the jump on Stefan helped a lot as well, because I think Stefan ultimately had a fair bit more pace than Jamie. But it was good, I wanted to, this is the real properly last one that I'm doing, and I wanted to make it a convincing win, and I think I did.
You say that every week, that this is the last one?
Well, I actually start my job next week, so it would take a significant effort, I think, unless they're like, nah, you don't have to work Wednesdays this week.
When do you start? Monday?
Monday, yep.
So you could be fired by the end of Monday and racing by Wednesday.
True. Yeah, we'll have to see how it goes. I won't say I'm done yet, but
excellent. Okay, well, we got a load of interviews to get through tonight. So before we let you go, are there any shout outs you want to give?
Yeah, you guys as always for the broadcast and for keeping this series running. It's a really good one, and I know the GT4 field has been thinning lately, but it's still a lot of fun to turn up and race every weekend. Shout out to everyone who was in the chat today, which was not just BSTV Esports, but Gary, Rob, Wobbly, Dan, Sam was in there, JB. Is that everybody? I think that's everybody. Everybody who turns up to the races and everybody who's been a part of this series the whole way through, because I've had a lot of good races. I heard Romain was in the chat, which is good to see. And good to see those guys getting back into BSTV leagues as well. So, yeah, just thanks to everybody, I guess.
Excellent. Well, there's Tyler thanking the whole world. So congratulations again on your win, Tyler Newitt.
Thank you.
Okay, so next up, let's bring our Tcr winner in. Sam Blees, welcome to the booth.
Hello, guys.
Hello, 2 on the trot.
Yeah, it's going all right, isn't it?
You obviously need to keep Spencer away more often.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll just go and steal bits of his rig so we can't get it put back together.
Yeah. From my perspective, you managed to get a bit of a gap in the first half of the race, because second, third and fourth were having quite a battle. And then Gary Craig managed to close things up again when he pitted. And then Wobbly pitted and came out between you and Gary, which then made Wobbly and Gary fight, which then gave you the opportunity to pull away again.
Yeah, I mean, that about sums it up, I think. So Gary pitted a few laps earlier, so he had the undercut on the fresher tyres, and he managed to gain sort of 4 or 5 seconds through that. And then it was slightly worrying for a couple of laps, because as my tyres were warming up and his were already quick, he was right all over the back of me. But once I got them warm, it was okay. I was able to sort of hold him off a bit, and then, like you say, yeah, Wobbly came out and gave me that gap again, which was nice. So that helped for sure. Yeah.
So the BSTV Esports guys were actively trying to help you win that race. Did you have any moments, or was it under control all the way through?
It wasn't too bad. It was a little bit sideways a couple of times just after the stops. So turn 1 and turn whatever it is, the one onto the back straight. Those were a little bit worrying for 2 or 3 laps after I stopped. But after that, it wasn't too bad. I seem to have got quite lucky, found a decent setup here, and I tend to go well at this track. So yeah, it's sort of all come together and worked out nicely.
Excellent.
And no Spencer to get in the way, which helps.
No Spencer to get in the way, no. And next week, Brands Hatch GP, qualifying's going to be all important, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Qualifying and sort of run into turn 1 is going to be terrifying. Let's say terrifying. But it should be good fun.
Yeah, you can't beat a bit of terrifying to keep you on your toes.
I love Brands Hatch. Brands Hatch is a great track. It should be good fun.
Yeah, I love driving Brands Hatch. I don't like racing Brands Hatch. It's I don't know. Maybe it needs a bit of a modern update. It's a little bit outdated now. But anyway, we've got a load of interviews to get through tonight, so we're keeping these brief. Any shout outs you want to give apart from Spencer for staying away?
Just cheers to all the BSTV guys for welcoming me into the chat room, seeing as I've been abandoned for this race meeting. So that was nice.
I'll send you the bill for that.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Send me the hosting bill. That's all good. And yeah, just you guys for putting it on, and everyone else for coming out and making it a nice, clean race. Thanks, everybody.
Excellent. Well, congratulations on another win in TCR, Sam, please.
Thanks very much.
Okay, so we haven't got Stefan Goebel, our second place driver in GT4, because he's very, very shy. So let's bring in our third place driver and driver of the widest BMW in the world, Jamie Wilson.
Yeah, I got the elbow attachments out.
You certainly had to make that car wide tonight, mate.
Yeah, it was a shame that it was so wide that it managed to hit Carl. I mean, Carl's wide anyway, so I don't know if you caught that, but I did have a bit of a faux pas in traffic on that one occasion. I've got to apologise to him. But yeah, I was just saying to Tyler, as you dragged me in, that the BMW it feels fine around here, but it just does not have any pace. So it was quite fun trying to kind of be the barrier to whatever Porsche that happened to be unfortunate enough to end up behind me.
Yeah, we was following that battle at the end there with Chris Needham. He did manage to put you under all sorts of pressure, and then ultimately had to cross the line with a very wounded car.
Yeah, that was a really, really complicated traffic situation with the 2 TCRs there fighting as well. And yeah, I think I only had a very brief look at it. It looks like he managed to get alongside me, but then just kind of understeered a little bit into my rear right, and then it kind of bounced him the wrong way. So yeah, I mean, I couldn't really go much wider because I was fearing getting boxed in. So, but yeah, it was certainly fun defending. You know, all of that time gave me something to do, which was good because I feared that I would just end up in no man's land behind the Porsches. So.
Yeah, you know, Tyler did say it was definitely a Porsche track, but some stout defending. Saw you come away with another podium. Tyler's convinced that he's not going to get fired from his new job on Monday, so he won't be with us for the rest of the season. So that GT4 Championship, I think that's going to heat up for the second half of the season.
Yeah, it's a shame we didn't have any Martine today. You know, with that many corners, there were so many opportunities for him to spin on the first lap again. But yeah, no, it's a shame. Obviously, Tyler's arrangements preclude him from continuing on. It's a shame, but yeah, no, I've no plans to switch to TCR or anything. I'll just keep driving. Whatever result happens, and where I end up, I guess.
Excellent. Well, before we let you go, mate, any shout outs you want to give?
Yep, to yourselves for the broadcast and everything you do. to the TCRs because traffic-wise they were good today. The faux pas was on my part with Carl, and Carl for just being understanding, and you know what he's like. So he's a good egg.
He probably didn't even see it. He probably had a pie in his mouth.
Yeah, probably. He's a good egg, and he's probably eaten enough eggs to not be able to see anymore. So yeah. Anyway.
Excellent. Well, congratulations on your podium, and we'll see you next time out.
Cheers, guys. See you later.
Okay, so the interview room is thinning a little bit. So let's bring in our second place TCR driver, which is Stephen Macro Walker. Welcome to the booth. We have finally sussed out how you managed to win 11 races last season.
No, I would never do anything like that, ever.
Right, so let's talk about your race. Yourself, Gary Craig, wobbly kneecaps. Crazy race in there with you three.
Yeah, it was. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. I knew that I didn't have the pace to keep with Sam, even if I was anywhere near him. My one lap pace was shocking. So I was just concentrating on race pace. I only did one practice lobby, and that was just one full stint, and that was it. I've been busy the last few days and over the weekend, so I was just happy to be sat. I think I qualified 5th, so I was like, well, I'll just finish in the top 5 somewhere and just see what happens. So I was hoping Gary would be able to maybe jump over to the front, wobbly, just get in the way and do it. But then it just turns out we had a really good battle, and yeah, it was just a proper fun. And
well, wobbly certainly got in the way. I'll give you that.
After the pit stop, he was a mobile chicane.
Yeah, well,
tires.
Sam called it before the race started that Wobbly would cook his tyres after 20 minutes, and bang on 20 minutes, everybody caught him up.
Yeah, it was. I was expecting him to change when he pitted, but obviously he didn't. So as soon as he came out with us, I was like, well, yeah, he's not changed tyres, so we should be able to go round him. But yeah, like I say, it was a bit of a mobile chicane. Poor Gary, and just got caught out a little bit, I think.
Yeah, I was going to say, a bit of contact between stablemate promoted you up to second.
Yeah, got a bit lucky, guys.
Yeah, funny that, isn't it?
Nah, I thought, I was hoping, well, I was in my head, I was like, Gary, get past him. Obviously, we've got the fresher tyres, and then I was going to try and follow, and then hoping he might be able to drag me through and up to that. Up to Sam maybe, because Gary was quick, but I think his tyres started to go off. Would have gone off anyway. He said that after he pitted, they towards the end of his stint, because he pitted a few laps earlier than us, so his tyres went off, and that Honda's not good on the tyres over the long run. So I just took my chance, and then towards the end of the stint, I could manage to match Sam, and maybe just every now and then just do a 10th here quicker, but there was no chance I was going to catch him unless he made a mistake. But it was a really fun race, much better than literally my world's worst race last week.
Yeah, there was some absolutely fantastic racing this week. Before we let you go, any shout outs you want to give?
Yeah, just to the driver of the day, Matt Elmore, for his brilliant race. He's had a lot of pace the last 2 weeks, so he must have turned those macros on.
Yeah, you've obviously shared something with him. Well, congratulations on your second place finish, and hopefully we'll see you next time out.
Yeah, cheers, guys. Thank you. Thanks for hosting everything. I appreciate it. I'll speak to you later.
See you later. Okay, almost there. Let's bring in our third place TCR driver, Gary Craig. Welcome to the booth.
Good evening.
Good evening. So we were just saying to Stephen Macro Walker there that some absolutely crazy, hectic, and from a broadcasting point of view, fantastic racing between yourself, Stephen, and the mobile chicane that is Wobbly Kneecaps.
He was, and the mobile chicane kept on switching between being a left-hand kink and a right-hand kink. I knew Wobbly was going to defend really hard. Obviously, we were in Discord chat at the same time, and he said he was going to defend, which is fair enough, but he was super, super slow on those old tyres, so I had to try and make a go at it, and I ended up going a little bit deep, and we 0x'd, which nearly pushed me into the gravel, and then finally did get by. I had a really good side-by-side with him. But yeah, it was a good race. It was a fun race. So I've already apologised to Chris, but I'll say it again on the broadcast. Really sorry for 0xing him out of turn 1. I just got on the throttle expecting not to bump him, basically, and I did, so apologies to him for that.
Yeah, and we see the contact with you and Wobbly, which ultimately got Stephen second place. But you in the first half of the race, Sam Blees managed to get a half decent gap. I don't know whether you'd always planned to pit early or whether you just decided to do something different, as I always promote, and managed to, after the pit stop, come out right behind Sam, with a chance of maybe getting past him and defending, and your heart must have sunk when Wobbly came out of the pits between you.
Yes, a bit, because I would have at least tried to hang on to Sam in the draft there, but Wobbly was straight on the defensive, unfortunately, and Sam just drove away. But yeah, I was always planning to pit it around the halfway mark, because the Honda just eats its tyres compared to the Hyundai, and it's been the same at quite a few tracks, like Sonoma was the same. The Honda's definitely the runt of the litter, unfortunately, but I'm sticking with it because I like how it drives. But it was chewing its tyres, and you could see that towards the end of stints, where the others, like it was the same in the officials, it's about half a second a lap slower towards the end, so I couldn't just run it for 40 minutes. I had to do that. Had to do the half-hour split, basically, and yeah, got close to Sam. I tried to have a couple of goes at Sam on his out lap when he had cold tyres.
Yeah, we saw that, yeah.
Couldn't quite make it work, and after he had a lap to get them up to temps, he was away, unfortunately. But it is what it is. I tried, I put up a fight. I probably wouldn't have been able to keep Stephen behind, but I would have made a damn good go of it. But yeah, it is what it is. I knew Wobbly was going to fight, and I knew, it was still fun doing it. We had a good side-by-side, and just put up a fight, basically. Good fun.
Yeah, well, like I say, it was certainly good fun watching it. Any shout-outs you want to give before we let you go?
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Sam for winning this week and last. He's been absolutely on it the last couple of weeks. So well done to him and to everyone. Again, apologies to Chris. Well done to Wobbly for trying. He was mega fuel saving, and then he was, obviously mega defending. So he gave it a try, doing something different. Big shout out to you guys, actually, I was going to say, because we had two teams in for the Daytona, and the Spectre 6 guys had a team in for the Daytona, and we both had a dropout that meant two teams weren't going to be able to compete this weekend. And it says a lot about this league that we've managed to combine our teams for this weekend that really showed notice, and everyone's just chipping in and doing, jumping at Discord at the same time. We had Sam Blees in our Discord tonight racing because Spencer wasn't here. It's great that you've got such a great atmosphere in this league that everyone feels welcome, and they'll just jump in and have a laugh even if you're on different teams. It just speaks volumes for the quality of the racing, that it's not overly stressy, but it's competitive and everyone's friendly. So big shout out to you guys for that, because it's really good that people feel comfortable to do that.
Excellent. Well, that's always good to hear. So congratulations on your third place podium position in TCR. We'll see you next time out. Gary Craig.
Cheers. Thanks, guys.
Okay, so last but not least, we have what says Captain Mannering, who I am reliably informed is Mr. Matt Elmore. Welcome to the booth.
Unfortunately, you are told correct.
I knew what team it was, but all of you have got some funny names. So, yeah. So, tell us about your race, mate. Up there in fourth position. Now, I did say, I believe at the start of the broadcast that, we know you've got some speed.
Yeah.
You haven't quite shown it this season, but maybe this is the turnaround event.
I'm notoriously renowned for having the odd lap which is relatively quick in terms of me, maybe a little bit, a few tenths slower than Stephen, but when it comes to race, I basically just flunk my lines and just don't pull it out of the bag. But I've just been practicing on keeping lap after lap and just try and keep a steady rhythm going. I think it's just starting to pay off.
Yeah, I won't mention any names, but a very old person that drives in the V8s. That is something that he preached to me many, many years ago about looking for consistency ahead of speed. Not that it ever paid off for me, but it certainly does. It can pay dividends, and especially maybe not so much on this track, but tracks where other drivers tend to throw themselves off onto the grass and things like that. If you're keeping a consistent pace and keeping it on the black stuff, you can make up a lot of positions. But I think that where you finished this race, in the back of my mind, I expect you to be top 5 every week. Is that fair?
I said, I can't remember whether it was in the interview waiting room just then or before the race now, because it's a bit of a blur, but I did say that, I mean, lap 1, turn 1, I let Stephen pass. I don't want to interfere with the championship battle. Realistically, my battle is finishing 5th in the championship, so yeah, I think you're dead right there.
Yeah, it's, don't get me wrong, 5th place is not to be scoffed at, because this TCR field has got some fantastic talent in it, hasn't it?
100%, yeah, definitely. I mean, I've been running a lot of laps with Gary, etc. I mean, like he said in his interview, we're going to be we're joining the team for the Le Mans, not Le Mans, sorry, the Daytona 24-hour. So
yeah,
I've been running a lot of laps and helping.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that, and then obviously putting the bill in for the cars at the end of the race.
We'll put a couple of extra scratches down it, don't worry.
So, apart from coming across the line tonight in 4th place, what was your favourite moment of the race?
The finish line, because I could blink.
Did you have the matchsticks out then?
Yeah, I did. To be fair, I started catching Gary about half a second a lap. I mean, like he said, his tyres were 6 laps older than mine. And I thought to myself, maybe I might just be able to get him. And I got to a couple of points where I thought maybe a little bit of a dive bomb's on. But then I thought to myself, nah, it's not worth it. I might take myself and him out. So I just eased off a little tiny bit just to make it about a 0.7, 0.8 gap for the last lap or two.
Yeah, we did flick back to your battle a couple of times, thinking that maybe you was going to get onto that bottom step of the podium, but it wasn't to be. But I'm sure it's coming this season. Any shout outs you want to give before we let you go?
Obviously, same as everyone else, shout out to you guys for hosting the league. It's good. Yeah, I wouldn't really race anywhere else. It's a good bunch of lads. My teammates, Wookie, i.e. Stephen, and Russ. Obviously, Shane, who can't be here because he's had a little baby. So, yeah.
Oh, has he? Ah, right.
Yeah,
Congratulations. Is it Mr. and Mrs. Powell, or is it a significant other, do you know?
I would say better half.
Better half. That's usually the safest bet, isn't it? Well, congratulations anyway. I'm sure they'll be, what are we at the moment, season 7? Yeah, they should be racing by about season 12.
Yeah, I'm sure Shane's still got his old Thrustmaster wheel. He's still not bothered getting rid of, so he can hand that one down.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, mate, well, congratulations on your 4th place tonight, and let's hope it's the start of you moving up that grid.
Yeah, but try.
Excellent. Well, brilliant to talk to you, and we'll see you next time out.
Nice one. Cheers.
Okay, Sam. So that's interviews over. Only 2 votes for driver of the meeting tonight. Let's put you under pressure. You've mentioned it halfway through the broadcast, so you must have been thinking about it.
Yeah, I'm still thinking about it. I saw that one coming that you will pick me first. One interesting one will be Kaylee Addington for not spinning, but I'm not going to pick this one. Pete has done a great race. He probably deserves a vote. Ralph Cullinan, biggest mover, probably deserve one. But we just hear him. I'm going to pick Matt because P4, it's a great result. He's a guy coming through. And I think in the future we'll see him get a podium. Probably sooner than we expect.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you. TCR field, GT4 field. Obviously, I'm not going to pick Tyler because he won. Honourable mention for Kylie Haddington for not spinning, like you say. Matt Elmore, I do agree with your driver of the meeting vote. Although he's basically met my expectations of him tonight, if that makes sense. I think he's got a podium in him, so he's not going to get my vote tonight, but I'm sure he's going to at some point. At one point of the race, I was looking at Martin Brennan as my driver of the meeting. I thought Martin was driving very, very well tonight. And then we see he had 2 pit stops. He's since explained that on Discord that instead of hitting the pit limiter button, he hit the select button, which turned off the fuel fill. Hence why he had to go back into the pits and put some fuel in. So my vote tonight is going to go to somebody that you just mentioned and our biggest mover in a fantastically talented TCR field, and it's going to be Ralph Cullinan. Thought that was a hell of a drive from Ralph. So that is round 6 done and dusted. What else have we got coming up for you in the next 7 days? So eagerly anticipated massive field of 31 drivers, I believe, at the moment. And as I said to Sam before we came on air, 2 new drivers, or not new, but 2 drivers have just signed up to the series and took the overall iRating up by about 11,000 points. So that's going to be absolutely fantastic. Rounds 1 and 2, and what a hell of a tricky place to start, Sam. Knock Hill.
In fact, I never saw that place, but from the screenshot I saw in the Discord and the people talking about it on Discord, it's gonna be a wreckfest for 1 and 2. But that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun, I'm sure. I say wreckfest, but the V8 League is the same as this one. They all fair play to each other, so it's hard one to take on, but they will get through it, and that will be good after a while. After that, I'm sure.
I think that's going to be a hell of a race. Don't forget, we've got a 30-minute sprint race and a 60-minute feature race. And then next Wednesday, we are back with round 7 that comes to you live from the Brands Hatch GP circuit. By then, we will have all the head-to-head scores finished, and we will know which of the GT4 drivers have gone directly into their semi-finals, which are rounds 9 and 10. And for the next couple of rounds, we have got the quarterfinals for the TCR drivers, which is head-to-head driver versus driver. So still a lot to play for with that. So it just leaves me to say a big thanks to all the drivers. You've heard some of the drivers tonight saying, how good the league is, how friendly it is, how respectful it is. We still have places on the grid. We're not full by no means. So if you like what you see and you want to have a go, we're now halfway through the season. It will only cost you £7.50 for the remainder of the season. So, as the saying goes, come and have a go if you think you're hard enough. So, yes, thanks to the drivers. Thanks to everybody that joins in on the chat. We certainly appreciate that. Thanks to everybody that watches either live or at a later date. I will say goodnight. I shall let Sam say goodnight, and then we will close the broadcast. So, as I said, thanks for watching. Stay safe, and good night, everybody.
And good night, everybody. See you on Saturday for the V8 League.